What ends up happening is when you order a group, they'll hit a switch over there so the next light comes on. And then when they have the group coming out, they hit it again. And then when they get here, they reset it back down to nothing showing. So we just initiate it with hitting the red light.
Check.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, that's a super simple description of getting someone on deck.
Check.
Any questions on that end of it? Okay, with the last part of it, just a reminder, the form that you're using, the area where you have the competitors' names on the top right-hand corner with the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, do not write anything in that area because that's for the final results. You can write your notations on that form. Now, one thing that's different that you'll see that I haven't explained, we have big rings and we have small rings. The big rings are going to be for the black belt competitors, and then the smaller rings are for the color belt competitors. If you're on a ring with the black belt competitors, there's not as many black belt competitors. Eventually we'll go through them all and we'll end up doing color belt competitors. But for forms, the black belt competitors are doing two parts of Poomse. The first part is the judges hold up a score, and then they come up with a first, second, third.
1, 2, 3.
What they're doing for the black belts is the first part is seeding to do a final fight-off. So they're going to take the top 4 people and then do a fight-off. So you end up with
1, 2, 3.
redoing the top 4 competitors again. So the person that had the best score
1, 2, 3.
is going to compete against the person that had the 4th best score, and then the second and third score. So what they end up doing is
1, 2,
they're going
3.
to have the two competitors come out.
1, 2, 3. Check.
The judges won't do a number score. They're just going to say, this guy kicked ass. Another one did. So they're going to come up with the winner. So it's like kind of like what they do with sparring, where you just work your way through a bracket.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
So on your form, all the forms come with the second part.
Check.
There's
1, 2,
bottom that says A, B, C, D
check.
for the positions. For the color belts, doesn't matter for them. For the black belt competitors, they're going to end up doing a fight-off to see who actually gets first, second, third, and fourth. So on those forms, you can keep track of who you have, and you can put a mark by the name if you want to. Just don't mark anything near the 1, 2, 3. Okay, the computer. The computer, we need to give you an orientation on that, and she's in charge of all the. You're not in charge of the. Okay, all right. I'm going to give you a verbal description, and then we have several of us that are going to be sitting, checking on you when we actually start the competition, and if we have enough time after our talk right here, we'll actually break out at one of the computers and kind of give you a run through. Now we have a piece of paper. This is for the computer person, and the rest of you can help listen to this. It has the age of the competitors, the belt color, the name of the competitors, and what you're going to do is you're going to take the group number on your computer, and we have a file that's in the computer under forms, and we have a file for color belt forms and a file for black belt forms. You're going to open that up, and then you're going to find group number 101, and then you're going to load that file onto your computer, and it has all the names for you. So then that way you're going to work your way through the list of competitors by doing that. Now here's something that you need to be aware of is if the form that comes from with the competitors, if someone didn't show up, we need to make sure that when you're doing forms that we identify that, so in that way you don't accidentally see that. Remember I said, like, if the third guy wasn't here and the fourth guy is here, we need to make sure that we don't get off by one. So we need to be on top of that. So the volunteer that's helping organize needs to communicate and ensure that the people up here know what's going on. On the computer, there's no way to take the person out, so we would just give them the lowest score. If there's a no-show, it would be 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. And in that way their ranking ends up down low. On the computer, we load the file, and then we'll show you how to activate that one group number, and then you'll end up with a blue display and judge number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when the two competitors come up, they'll end up with, they'll go to this guy and have this guy sit down. So this guy sits down, this guy stands up, they show the scores, and then on the head table there should be a referee with you. What I like to do is the referee reads the score, 7.6, I'm looking at the computer, I go 7.6, and I enter it. So then he says the next number after I repeated it, 5.5, 5.5. That was really good. And so then he gives me the next score, the next score. So that way I'm saying it out loud, confirming I heard it, and I'm double checking that I got the right score. If there's a problem, let the guy next to you know that before they put their scores down. Hold on. Let's check it again. Read them off to me again. So you can double check to make sure. All right, that kind of makes sense. We're going to show you on the computer exactly what this looks like. That's the basic part of how all this works. Now on the paperwork is set up that if the computers didn't work, we would actually hand write in all the scores and then use a calculator to total it. With the information on the computer's doing the calculating for us. So if there's a problem with the whole thing, we would just go, we call it manual scoring. You would write it in, use the calculator, and then come up with the totals. And then the head referee is the one that's going to do that determination of who's first, second, third.